Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to talk to you today about something that has the power to completely transform your life, your mindset. The truth is, everything you have today is a result of how you think. And if you want to change your life, you must first change the way you think. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but I've been thinking this way my whole life. Can my mindset really change? I'm here to tell you, absolutely yes. The only limit to what you can achieve is what you believe is possible. So let's talk about how you can make that shift. Belief is the foundation of everything you will ever achieve. Whether you realize it or not, your belief system is the lens through which you interpret the world, and more importantly, the lens through which you interpret yourself. What you believe about yourself will dictate how you show up in the world and how you approach the challenges and opportunities you encounter. Let me start by saying this. You cannot outperform your own self-image. If you see yourself as someone who is destined to fail or someone who is not worthy of success, then your actions will reflect that belief. On the other hand, if you see yourself as capable, deserving, and worthy of success, your actions will reflect that belief as well. The results you achieve in life are not determined by the circumstances around you, but by the beliefs you hold within yourself. Think about it. Have you ever tried to accomplish something and failed, only to later realize that it wasn't the lack of skill or talent that stopped you? It was your lack of belief in yourself. Maybe you hesitated, procrastinated, or self-sabotaged because deep down, you didn't truly believe you could succeed. Maybe you hesitated, procrastinated, or self-sabotaged because deep down, you didn't truly believe you could succeed. This is because our minds are incredibly powerful, and our beliefs shape our actions more than we often realize. For instance, take a person who believes they are not capable of achieving a goal. They will tell themselves, I can't do this. And that belief will prevent them from taking the necessary steps to achieve success. When faced with challenges, they might back down or give up because their belief system tells them it's too difficult, too impossible, or simply not meant for them. As a result, they never take action, and they never give themselves the chance to succeed. On the flip side, someone who believes they can succeed will look at the same challenge and say, I can do this. I will find a way. Even when things don't go according to plan, they will adapt and keep moving forward because they believe that success is within their reach. Their belief is the driving force behind their persistence, and it fuels their ability to keep pushing despite setbacks or failures. Belief is not just a casual thought or a passing feeling. It is a deep conviction that shapes your decisions and your actions. Your belief system creates a framework through which you approach every situation in life. If you believe that success is reserved for a select few, or that you're not good enough to achieve great things, your actions will reflect that belief. You might hesitate when an opportunity arises, or refuse to step out of your comfort zone because your belief tells you that success is for someone else, not you. But here's the truth. What you believe is what you will achieve. If you want to change the trajectory of your life, the first thing you must do is change what you believe about yourself. Belief isn't just about thinking positive thoughts or wishing for things to get better. It's about deeply internalizing the idea that you are capable, worthy, and deserving of everything you desire. This change in belief doesn't happen overnight. It's a process that requires conscious effort and dedication. It starts with questioning the beliefs you currently hold. Are those beliefs serving you? Are they empowering you to take action, to grow, and to strive for something greater? Or are they holding you back, keeping you in a cycle of fear, doubt, and complacency? Take a moment and reflect. What are the beliefs you've held about yourself for years? Do you believe you are capable of achieving your dreams? Do you believe that you deserve to live a life of abundance and success? If the answer is no, then it's time for a shift. You have the power to change what you believe about yourself, and in doing so, you will change the course of your life. The first step in changing your beliefs is to recognize that your current belief system is not set in stone. Beliefs are not facts. They are learned thoughts and patterns that can be unlearned and replaced with new, empowering. The key is to identify limiting beliefs and replace them with beliefs that support your goals, your vision, and your success. Start by affirming to yourself every day that you are worthy of success, that you are capable of achieving your goals, and that you are in control of your own future. Say these affirmations with conviction and visualize yourself living the life you desire. The more you practice these new beliefs, the more they will become ingrained in your mind. Over time, your actions will align with these new beliefs and you will start to see tangible results. Belief is the fuel that drives you to take action. When you believe in yourself, you are more likely to take the risks, make the sacrifices, and put in the effort required to achieve greatness. And when you take action, you move closer to your goals. In conclusion, the power of belief cannot be overstated. If you want to change your life, the first step is to change the way you see yourself. What you believe is what you will achieve. So choose to believe in your potential, choose to believe that success is within your reach, and choose to believe that you are worthy of all the incredible things that life has to offer. Your beliefs are the blueprint for your success. Design them. Every successful person I know shares one common trait. They focus on solutions rather than problems. In fact, the key difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they approach challenges. While many people get bogged down by the obstacles in their path, successful people shift their focus to finding solutions. They understand that challenges are inevitable in life, but their success isn't determined by the problems they face. It's determined by their ability to find solutions and adapt to those problems. Let me paint a picture for you. You've probably faced situations in your life where you felt like everything was going wrong. Perhaps you lost your job, had financial setbacks, or encountered a personal crisis. In those moments, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the weight of the problems in front of you. It's natural to want to dwell on the difficulties and the reasons why things aren't working out. But here's the truth. Dwelling on problems doesn't solve anything. In fact, it often makes things worse. When you focus on the problems, you're putting all your energy into the obstacles, and that mindset keeps you stuck. You begin to magnify the problem, feeding it with your attention and energy, and before long, the problem becomes larger than life. What happens next is that your perception of reality starts to shift. You start to believe that the problem is insurmountable. It feels like it's too big, too complicated, and too much to handle. And when you believe that, you end up doing nothing because you think it's beyond your control. But here's where the real shift comes in. Instead of focusing on the problem, successful people focus on the solution. They understand that problems are a part of life. No one gets through life without facing challenges. The key to thriving is not avoiding problems, but learning how to navigate them. They ask themselves, how can I solve this? What is the next step I need to take to move past this challenge? When you focus on solutions, you immediately shift your mindset from being a passive victim of circumstances to an active participant in your own success. You start looking at problems as opportunities to grow, learn, and adapt. And when you approach a challenge with this mindset, you open yourself up to the creative possibilities that can help you overcome the obstacle. The truth is, every problem contains the seed of a solution. But if you're too fixated on the problem itself, you'll miss the opportunities that are right in front of you. By focusing on the solution, you train your mind to see beyond the immediate issue and look for ways to resolve it. This shift in focus is a game changer. Instead of feeling helpless, you begin to feel empowered. Instead of feeling stuck, you start moving forward. One of the most powerful aspects of focusing on solutions is that it fosters resilience. Life is unpredictable, and you will inevitably face setbacks and challenges. But when you have a solution-oriented mindset, you become more adaptable and resourceful. You learn to adjust, pivot, and keep going even when things don't go according to plan. Instead of throwing in the towel, you start to look for ways to improve, grow, and move forward. A solution-oriented mindset also helps you to maintain a sense of control. When things go wrong, it's easy to feel like life is happening to you. You may feel helpless, like everything is out of your hands. But when you focus on finding solutions, you remind yourself that you have control over how you respond to challenges. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can always control how you react. And when you take control of your reactions, you take control of your outcome. Another important aspect of focusing on solutions is that it keeps you motivated. Problems can be discouraging. They can make you feel like giving up or resigning yourself to failure. But when you focus on the solution, you give yourself a reason to keep going. You create momentum by breaking down the problem into smaller, more manageable parts and focusing on how you can solve each part step by step. So the solution isn't to solve the problem. The solution is to focus on how you can solve each part step by step. This mindset also helps you to become more creative and innovative. When you're constantly searching for solutions, you open yourself up to new ideas and possibilities. You start thinking outside the box and looking for unconventional ways to solve problems. Instead of being limited by the problem, you allow yourself to be guided by the potential solutions. One of the best ways to cultivate a solution-oriented mindset is to ask yourself empowering questions. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Or why is this so hard? Ask questions like, what can I learn from this? Or what's the next step I can take to move forward? These questions shift your focus away from the problem and direct your energy toward finding a solution. The more you practice this, the more natural it will become to focus on solutions instead of getting stuck in the problem. It's also important to surround yourself with people who share a solution-oriented mindset. The people you associate with have a huge influence on your mindset. If you spend time with people who constantly complain and focus on the negatives, you'll start to adopt the same attitude. But when you surround yourself with people who are positive, proactive, and solution-focused, you'll begin to adopt their mindset and approach to challenges. In conclusion, focusing on solutions is one of the most powerful shifts you can make in your mindset. Instead of getting overwhelmed by problems, learn to embrace them as opportunities for growth. Shift your focus from the obstacles to the possibilities and empower yourself to take action. When you do this, you'll find that you not only overcome the challenges in front of you, but you also build the resilience, creativity, and confidence needed to achieve success in any area of your life. Taking massive action is one of the most critical factors in achieving any form of success. It doesn't matter how many ideas you have, how many goals you set, or how passionate you are about something, if you don't take action, nothing will change. Dreams, plans, and aspirations remain just that, dreams, until you take the necessary steps to turn them into reality. Success is not just about having a vision. It's about having the courage, determination, and persistence to take consistent, massive action toward that vision. The idea of taking massive action is rooted in the understanding that success doesn't happen by accident. It's not something that falls into your lap. It's something you actively pursue. People who achieve extraordinary results do so not by sitting around waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect conditions, but by relentlessly pursuing their goals every single day. They take action, even when the path is unclear, even when they face setbacks, and even when things don't go according to plan. One of the most common misconceptions is that you need to have everything figured out before you take action. People often get caught in the trap of waiting for the perfect time, waiting for the ideal circumstances, or waiting for everything to align. But here's the truth. There will never be a perfect time to take action. You will never have all the answers. You will never have complete certainty. But that shouldn't stop you. In fact, it should encourage you to act in spite of the uncertainty. Massive action is about moving forward even when you don't have a complete road. It's about being willing to make mistakes, learn from them, and keep going. Every successful person you admire, every business leader, every athlete, every achiever took massive action at some point in their journey, even if they didn't know exactly where it would lead. The key is that they took the first step, and then the next, and the next after that. It's not about doing something big once in a while and expecting success to follow. It's about taking consistent action every day, even when things get tough. Consistency is what separates those who eventually succeed from those who give up along the way. Success is not a one-time event. It's a series of actions taken over time, and those who succeed are the ones who keep taking those actions even when they don't feel like it, even when the results aren't immediate, and even when they face challenges that make them question themselves. Massive action also involves stepping outside your comfort zone. You can't expect to achieve extraordinary results by playing it safe. In fact, if you want to achieve something big, you must be willing to do things that make you uncomfortable. That's where growth happens. If you only ever do what you're already good at, you'll never expand your abilities or achieve the next level of success. But when you step outside your comfort zone, you take risks, make mistakes, and learn, this is where growth occurs. Another important aspect of massive action is being persistent and staying the course, even in the face of failure. Failure is an inevitable part of success, and it's not something to be feared. Every successful person has failed at some point in their journey, but what sets them apart is their ability to keep going after failure. When you take massive action, you're bound to encounter setbacks. The key is to not let those setbacks define you. Instead, use them as learning experiences and keep moving forward. The reason many people fail to reach their goals is that they give up too soon. They try something once, face a challenge, and then decide that it's not meant to be. But massive action requires perseverance. You need to keep pushing forward even when it feels like nothing is working. The results may not come immediately, but if you continue taking action and refining your approach, success will eventually follow. You see, the key to success is not just about how much action you take. It's about the quality and focus of that action. It's about the quality and focus of that action. When you focus on one thing, you end up accelerating forward. 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 Massive action requires focus. You can't be all over the place, dabbling in 100 different things. You need to be focused on your goals, consistently putting in effort in the areas that matter the most. Taking massive action means prioritizing your time and energy, eliminating distractions, and focusing on what truly moves you closer to your objectives. It's about being intentional with every action you take. Additionally, massive action isn't just about physical work, it's about mental work as well. Your mindset and attitude are just as important as the work you do. Taking massive action means committing to a mental attitude of growth, resilience, and determination. It's about having the mental toughness to keep going when things get tough. Your mindset will either propel you forward or hold you back. And those who succeed are the ones who refuse to give in to doubt, fear, or discouragement. Another powerful aspect of massive action is its ability to create momentum. When you take action, even small steps at first, you start to build momentum. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces you can have on your side because it keeps you moving forward. Once you start making progress, it becomes easier to keep going. Every action you take builds upon the last, creating a snowball effect that propels you toward your goals. Ultimately, the results you achieve in life will be directly related to the amount of action you take. If you're sitting on the sidelines, waiting for the right time, or for things to get easier, you will never see the success you desire. But when you take massive action, when you dive in head first, even when things are uncertain, when you stay consistent, and when you keep going after setbacks, that is when success will show up. In conclusion, massive action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the difference between dreaming and achieving. It's the key to unlocking your potential, reaching your goals, and creating the life you desire. If you want to change your life, you need to take action. And not just any action, but massive, consistent, and focused action. Only then will you create the momentum and results that turn your dreams into reality